It's just my opinion. You know, when you stand up for what you believe in, one of the things that is always going to happen to you, no matter what you say or what you do, is the bullies will come at you full force and attack you with words. They're going to call you names. They're going to make you feel stupid. And they're going to treat you like a child. And the reason why they're going to treat you like a child is because they're acting like a child. It's just the truth. When you present facts to people who don't want to hear the facts or who refuse to listen to the truth behind your facts or behind your opinions, they start coming at you with hateful attacks. You know why? Because they can't disagree with you. They don't know how to disagree with you because you presented them with something that made a lot of sense, and their retaliation is to make you feel stupid for making sense. I just recently had this conversation about the kneeling for the national anthem with somebody, and the names I was called, I don't even know this person. I was on a friend of mine's thread, and I don't know this person, but he began to call me names and tell me how stupid and uneducated I was. And I had, to tell this person I don't even know that I went to a liberal arts college. I did go to school. I'm highly educated. I graduated high school on the honor roll. I went to college and had a GPA of 3.94. Sorry, it wasn't a 4.0, but I was a single mom for many years when I was going to school. But so you can see a 3.94 and making the dean's list is pretty impressive. That would say I'm not stupid. However, many people are not educated in common sense. And again, I don't like to use my college education as a way to say, oh, I'm so smarter than you, because a college education means nothing. It gets you a job. Okay, let's just be honest. A college education doesn't mean you're intelligent. It just means you have a piece of paper that said you went through a whole bunch of courses that taught you a whole bunch of junk. That does not make you intelligent. It just gives you a piece of paper. What really matters more than anything is common sense. Your morals, your ethics, your principles, your goals, your did I say values? Your values. What do you hold true to you? Well, whatever you hold true to you is going to go against the grain of what's happening in the world today, especially if you're a Christian like I am, especially if you're a Republican. I mean, it's like a shock to everyone in the world that there's Republicans in the world. Now we just had a basketball player tell the world that people who voted for Trump are uneducated. Yeah, this from a guy who went straight from high school to the NBA only because he could play basketball. He has no real education. He just could play basketball. He got a scholarship, or he just got moved to the NBA because he was so good at playing basketball. What makes him so smart? But, of course, we're just uneducated. Anyone who voted for Trump is uneducated. Let me tell you, it was a hard decision for many Republicans to make to pull the lever for Trump. But we could not pull it for anyone else and just leave it up to random. Okay, and we surely weren't going to vote for a criminal like Hillary Clinton. That's just my opinion, okay? If you don't like it, that's okay. I don't care. Shut me off. Whatever you need to do. But the problem is that we live in this society today where it's okay to just talk down to people you don't even know based on what they believe and what they think. and make accusations about them that are not true. Hey, you know what? This kind of stuff goes on in the playground. I'm not in kindergarten, I'm not at recess, and I'm surely not going to be bullied by somebody I don't know just because you don't like what I have to say. And the thing is that the truth really does hurt people. It hurts people and it hurts people, comma. That's where your commas always come in a good place. It hurts people, it hurts people. The truth always hurts. And in today, where all anyone cares about is how they feel, rather than the facts, then we have problems. And those who are basing everything on feelings are going to retaliate with feelings, and their feelings are anger and hate. For someone who has to stand up against the grain in this world, you're going against the flow. Okay, you're like the salmon swimming upstream rather than with the stream, with the flow. You're a salmon, okay? Just fighting to get through because you're going upstream and everything's flowing against you and you're trying to make it through because the water keeps pushing you back. But you keep fighting and you have to stop and wiggle your tail really, really hard to kind of just gain your energy again and not move backwards. That's what Republicans and Christians are like today. We're like salmon in the stream going upstream against the grain. And the reality is there's a lot more of us out there than a lot of people care to think. In fact, when they hear the word, when you say, I'm a Republican, it's like a shock. My next door neighbor is a socialist, a pure socialist, not a democratic socialist. And he asked me when I was out doing yard work a couple weeks ago, he's like, so do you get into politics? And I was like, oh, yep, I do. And so immediately when Democrats or liberals think that you're political, their reaction is, ha, good, another one who thinks like me. But then you shock them and you say, I'm a Republican, and they're like, what? You're a Republican? Yes, I am. That, I don't understand this idea that we can't be different. That in this day and age, we all have to think and feel and do all the same things. We're becoming robots. And this person on this thread the other day said that I was using talking points. I don't use talking points because I don't have talking points. Because I don't listen to talking points. I have my own ideas. I know facts, and I use those to present my case. I don't come along saying, you're a stupid idiot because you just don't know what the heck you're talking about. You're just dumb. Where did that get me? Where would that get me? It would get me nowhere except for in a stupid argument with somebody who's just stupid. Guess. Because if that's your only argument, then you're showing me who's really the one who's uneducated or ignorant in this conversation. It surely isn't me, because I presented my facts, I spoke about what I believed in and what could be done. So I presented the problem, I told the truth about it, and then I offered a solution. And then I'm just a jerk, I'm stupid, I'm uneducated, I'm unoriginal, and all I am is using Republican talking points. Well, quite frankly, there are no Republican talking points because Republicans are talking logically. I'm an old school Republican, not a new school Republican. Okay, like I said, I'm old school math. I don't like new math. I don't like Common Core math. I'm old school. I'm old school. I have ethics and morals. I'm almost 50 years old, so I'm up against a generation of youngsters who are being misinformed and taught misinformation about history, and somehow this idea that Rosa Parks and the football players are equal in what they're doing makes no logical sense to me whatsoever. I'm sorry, I don't get it. The football players are not oppressed. Rosa Parks was. Where's the disconnect? I'm not getting it. So, you're going to always be against the grain. And in today's society, especially if you're in high school and you are a Christian or a Republican, you're always going to come across an atheist, more often than not, someone who does not believe in Christ or the things that you believe in. And you're going to come across people who are really liberal-minded to the point where it's beyond liberalism. It is now radical progressivism where there's no real logic behind it anymore. It's all based on this notion of what you feel is right. The truth is subjective, which means it's all in the eyes of the beholder. Okay, no longer is it objective where it makes sense and it's truth. Well, truth is truth. But it's all in the eyes of the beholder whether they want to believe the truth or not. And because there's so many versions of the truth out there today that nobody knows the real story. So you have to keep looking backwards in order to get the truth. Because if you look at today's truth are nothing but lies that are presented by very, very rich people who are making money off of racism, who are making money off of hate, who are paying groups to go out and disrupt lives. And I know I can't speak today. But if we look at George Soros, who is just beyond ridiculous, he's out there paying groups to go to different places in the country and make a ruckus. These people are just getting paid $15 an hour. I mean, gosh, if you're looking for a job, that's the way to go. And if you're really just a hateful-minded person and you just want to get your aggression out, that's a good job for you. I'm going to become a professional protester. I'm going to make $15 an hour and I get to go stop traffic and make sure that people don't get their emergency help, and I'm going to beat people up and I get to burn the flag and I just get to be really destructive and I get to go into Black communities and ruin them, and I get paid to do it. And no one will come at me and I won't be arrested. That is what we're up against. Paid protesters. Because the football players are paid protesters. 4 million, 9 million, 6 million, whatever millions you're making, you're getting paid. And then you have the gall to go out and play football like you didn't do anything wrong. That's the problem with our world. There's no morals, no ethics. There's no remorse or regret, except for one player who is now regretting that he didn't kneel with the rest of his team. He feels bad and embarrassed and ashamed. I'm ashamed for you. I'm ashamed for you that you're ashamed that you stood in what you thought was right, but now you're going back on it and saying, oh my gosh, there's a photo of me standing all by myself while the rest of my teammates are taking a knee. Oh, see? See what happened? The media made him feel bad for standing up for what he believed in, and now he's apologizing for it. That's what you're going to find in this world. That when you stand up for what you believe, people are going to make you feel so bad that somehow you're going to question your own ideals and be like, oh, I feel bad. I'm really sorry that I stood up for what I believed in. I'm really sorry for speaking the truth. Don't ever be sorry for speaking the truth, and don't ever be sorry for standing up, quite literally, for what you believe in. Keep standing. Keep swimming upstream, and forget about all the other fish that are going along with the flow, because they're going nowhere. They're just going with the flow, and it's an easy, easy ride, because the water's taking them with them. You are going up. See? The flow is going down. The salmon is going up. They're moving up. You are moving up in the world. You are making a stand, and you will make a difference if you continue to stand and do not apologize for what you believe in, and do not let people intimidate you who have no clue of what the truth is anymore. I pray that your parents are educating you to understand the truth of history rather than the way it's being presented today, based on commentary and opinions rather than facts. Standing up is not easy, especially if you're a paralyzed Vietnam vet like my father. Who will stand for those people? Who will stand for my brother-in-law who recently committed suicide last year because he was a lone survivor in a Hummer bomb and suffered from PTSD so badly that he had to take his own life? Who will stand up for those people? When you take a knee at the anthem and at the flag, you are basically stomping. You're just putting another bullet in these people. You're just putting another nail in their coffin. Is that what you want to do? Is that what you stand for, to hurt people deliberately? Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to close this off, and I'm going to encourage you to keep standing with your hand over your heart, but not your fist in the air. Okay, because fist in the air is violence. Your hand over your heart shows that you are compassionate and loving and kind, and you are willing to reason with people that are reasonable. But if they are not reasonable, walk away from them. If they're going to call you names, walk away from them. If they're going to continue badgering you and you feel the need to defend yourself, you have every right to do that, and you should. But you need to do it in a way that doesn't stoop down to their level, which is going down. You're moving up. So yesterday I watched a video that I loved so much. I watched a whole bunch of people around the country burning all their NFL merchandise in protest against those football players who took a knee. President Trump was absolutely right in what he said. It is not right, and it is shameful and disgraceful, and it also goes against the NFL contract and league guidelines to take a knee or to turn your back on the flag. It's called the National Football League. National, part of the United States. National. Okay, what does national mean to you? That's all changed. Football. Sports, it's all changed. So they're burning all their NFL merchandise and they're saying bye-bye. See, you can make a difference. You can say enough is enough. You have pushed me too far, too many times, and now I'm going to make a stand. I've been putting up with this for far too long, because many people continued going to football games, continued, buying the merchandise. When this first started, when they wanted to change the Redskins name, the Washington Redskins, that's when I stopped watching football. And I was an avid football watcher. I loved football. My husband can, attest to that. I loved it. Now I could care less. I don't even care anymore. You know what? Football isn't a game anymore. Football is all about how you want to try to tell me how to think and how to feel. It's all politically correct, and it's all about politics, and it's all about an agenda and a rhetoric that's presented by the media, and these football players are just... I'm really trying hard not to say uneducated or ignorant, but the truth is that they're misinformed. And when you're misinformed, you'll do stupid things. Truly, you will. So you have to be well informed. And I get a kick out of people who are protesting this way because I think it's brilliant. I just hope to see that more people will stop putting their money into it, and now we will make a stand against our taxes being put into these stadiums and into the league itself. And I pray that the American people will stand up for what's right, that they will empty these stadiums in thousands. I want to see so many empty seats that it just makes me smile. Because these people do not deserve our money. You are giving them $9 million a year to do what they're doing, to disrespect you. That's the way of the world. That most of the time you are giving money to support someone else's agenda that is coming back and slapping you in the face. And you have to make a stand to say, no more of that. That's not going to happen. And that's just my opinion.